all of you. My name is Floy. I'm with me today is of course no other than Jamie. So hi Jamie,
Hello, hi everyone. Hi, Sir Floy. Happy Monday.
happy Monday. So how was your week? Well, of course we went somewhere. Where did we go back last time?
Yes, we went to Cebu last week and we met Jen, Lou, and all Tacha family we have there. They were very nice. It was a very productive meeting with them.
Yeah,
And yeah, we were so happy that we were able to see all of them.
yeah. Well, of course. So for those who are not yet aware, no, so me and Jamie, we're part of Tache. So Tache is we're a company that provides job opportunities for those who want to work in any part of the world. Basically, of course, if you also want to work in the office setup,
Mm-hmm.
we also provide that. So that's what the company stands for. That's what's the that's what is the advocacy of that shit. So we have lots of companies that we partnered with. We're in These companies are in need of offshore employees. So meaning if they want to build their team here in the Philippines, so they're US based companies or other parts of the world companies, multinational companies or sort of um, we give these companies the flexibility at the same time to the ease for them to have quality stuff through the help of that shell sourcing. So that's what we've been doing. So yeah, last week, so what Jamie mentioned, we've been in the office. So we for since we started in Tatcha, we've been working on a remote setup.
Yes.
So it was the first time that we've been there. Well, technically, it was the first time, and it was a great experience, right, Jamie?
Yes, very much. Actually, I joined them in the virtual job fair last week, and it was very productive. Our team shared their tips on how to ace the interview, and we had so many audience during the job fair. And I think it was a successful event, and I hope for the coming events we will see all our Kumu friends here and even on Facebook and YouTube.
Of
Yeah.
course, of course. So, well, for those who are curious about today's episode, we'll be talking about work from home versus work in the office. No? So, it's a topic that is, well, of course, it's the first I will be talking about this topic. It's something that what we want to be the end, or what's the end goal for this episode is that for us to gauge, no, to help you guys, for those who are in our Kumu stream and of course in our Facebook and the rest of our social media channels, to give you guys an idea on why you should work from home or why you should work in the office, or
Mhm.
whether what fits you. Are you the kind of person who's for H setup, or are you the type of person who's very well on the traditional setup wherein you go to the office on a regular basis, you
Mhm.
prefer that kind that work setup, and then at the same time we'll give you some pros and cons, and then other reasons why you should switch, or maybe why this kind of specific work setup works for you or not. Okay, so that's what we'll be talking about. Well, again, so for those who are not yet aware, so we've been working on a remote setup for Tache. And Jamie, when we went to the office last week, what gave me an idea about this topic is that I somehow miss the opportunity of working in the
Right,
office.
right, right. Well, as for me, because I've been working for 2 years already at the comfort of my home, that was the first time in a long time that I went to an office and worked there for eight, I mean for hours. So
Yeah,
it was kind of new, but at the same time, I've been there before. Do you get what I'm saying, Sir Floy? So it's
that's right.
like it's like I was culture shocked, I guess, because I've been all alone by myself working for 2 years, and then here I was at the very good office with so many people. I get to talk to them. I got to brainstorm with them personally. So it was really helpful as for me, because I had to really communicate with them in a sense that they should understand me. And I got to know all of them personally as well. It was really a fun meeting with them, because I think my social battery has been recharged because
Yeah.
I didn't talk to anyone aside from myself before.
Yes.
But yeah, it was fun.
Well, of course, a lot of people, if let's say we'll have a survey right now, and we ask, are you do you prefer working in the office or do you prefer working at home? Ako, I can bet that majority of those who will take this survey will say it's work from the office. Kumbaga, it's no brainer. But if you
Right,
come to think of it, if you come to think of it, a lot of us who have been made the transition from working in the office to the work from home setup, we somehow miss we're missing some, or we're missing a lot of things. So for example, as what JB mentioned, it was the first time that she went to an actual office setup, and the face-to-face opportunity gave her that energy, and at the same time made her realize that it can also work. I mean, meeting new people, or making that kind of meetings, it will be easier in terms of communication when you do it on a face-to-face setup, right?
right.
So, I mean, yes, of course, work from home setup, it has its own benefits, but work in the office setup, it also they have its own benefits as well. So maybe we can talk about let's first talk about the pros and cons. So maybe
Okay.
before we talk about this, let's first tell our story. So Jamie, in your case, you've been working for several years before you became a full-time work from home um, person. So for several years, you've been working in the traditional setup. It's the work in the office setup. So what
Yes,
made
yes.
you realize that working from home is a lot more beneficial for you?
Right. I think I've shared this so many times already. I am an introvert, and I have like limited energy to really talk and socialize with other people. It's not because I don't like them, but it's just I tend to be awkward talking to them because I'm more comfortable being alone. And I think the first time I decided to go work from home is the time when the pandemic started, because as I mentioned before, I travel 2 hours every day just to go to the office, which is physically tiring, and at the same time it's what do you call it, it's kind of expensive for me as well
Yes.
because of the transportation. So I've had so many benefits when it comes to working from home, like for example the flexibility, because working from home offers great flexibility in terms of work schedule and work life balance. You have
Mm-hmm.
the ability to adjust your work schedule to fit around other obligations, such as taking care of your family, having spending time with them, spending time with my dog. So it's somehow it's giving me a flexibility. And also, as mentioned earlier, working from home eliminates the need of a daily commute, which
Mm-hmm.
can save me time and money. And I can, avoid rush hour traffic, because rush hour traffic is really, really difficult, especially here in Manila. It's a nightmare for
Yes.
everyone. And yeah, so you can avoid rush hour traffic and have more time to spend on activities that I personally enjoy. And what else? Yeah, it cost savings. It can save you money on expenses such as gas, parking, even the work attire. um This also helped me realize that's the reason why I chose to be here, working from home, because I think I'm not the only one, but I am more productive working from home due to fewer distractions and interruptions from coworkers. Kasi ako, when I get lost with my coworkers, I tend to just talk to them and tell them what's up or something like that. But if I'm just alone, I tend to be more focused on my activities. And this also helped me. This is one of the most important thing why I chose to be in the work from home setup. It's because it reduced my stress and improved my mental health in terms of I don't have to think if I'll be late when I go to the office. I don't need to think if what time I'm going home, because again, it's a 2 hour drive and it's really really difficult for me to do that, to do a commute. And yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, it really helped me a lot in different aspects of my life.
Okay.
But I'm not saying the work in the office is not good. I'm just saying I'm more comfortable as a personally my personal opinion. I am more comfortable working from home, but I do love spending some time with my coworkers in the office. It's not that it's just that I'm not comfortable doing it every day. So maybe an hybrid will do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course, as what a lot of employers have mentioned, the future of work it will be a lot different from what we are used with. No? So for some time, we or pre-pandemic times, where we
Right.
are used with the work in the office setup. But come the pandemic, everything changed. So a lot of companies have changed their work setup from working in the office to the work from home setup. And then there were a lot of transition that have happened.
Right.
So a lot of processes have been done from the traditional setup, and everything is made through the cloud. So that's what makes work from home still an effective work setup. And what you
Mm-hmm.
have also mentioned, I mean, you have your own valid reasons with that. You've mentioned earlier you had to travel at least 2 hours going to the office, so another two
Yeah.
hours going back home. So that means that's 4 hours of your time already. And
Correct.
then
Mhm.
for that 4 hours, you could have done a lot of things. You, of course, if you have other side jobs to do or other social activities you want to do, that 4 hours, it's a lot of time for you to do so much things. That's
Right.
that that's one thing that makes work from home works for you. And then I think it's also because of the kind of personality that you have. You're like, that's what you mentioned. You're introverts, or you're the kind of person who would love to working alone. So that's I mean that's the kind of that's what makes you more productive. And then for the other personality type, which is the extroverts. So meaning that these are the kind of people who will have to meet people from time to time, and working in the office may be a better fit for them.
Right.
So I mean, as what we mentioned earlier, in my case, so I had an experience, of course, working in the office, and then transition working from home, and then transition back working in the office. So it's a kind of work setup that fits me. Um,
Mhm.
when when um, when when the pandemic came, there was a time that I will had to find a way. And why should I go to the office? Because I wanted to, for the reason that there's it gives me some sort of special type of energy. I mean, for
Mhm.
me, when I'm in the office, I made it to a point that I'm more of like in a grind mode mentality. So
Right.
meaning
Right.
I
Mhm.
don't want to waste my time um, just socializing. But for me, while I'm in the office, I want to make sure that whatever I have spent for that day, it will be worth it because I knew that I have worked hard for that day. So rather than just talking to office mates, maybe my
Mm-hmm.
mentality is that when I'm in the office, I'm more productive. So and then at the same time, there are moments that I also prefer working at home. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's a case to case basis. Of course, when I'm working at home, there are a lot of benefits as well. So I mean, let's go to the transition. So I'm a family person. So I have my family, I have my children, I have they're with me, and most of the time when I get to um stay in the office, um it gives me some sort of course it's the type of happiness that you will not have to leave your family for that certain day, because for the
Right.
reason that you have that kind of special privilege or a privilege that the company have given to me, which is a work from home setup. So I love the idea of working at home, but of course there are times that there will be a need for me to go to the office because
Yeah.
my mind is telling me that, hey Flo, you need to go to the office because you're more productive when you're in the office. So again, the topic that, or the end goal for today's topic, is not for us to have a specific answer if work
Mm-hmm.
from home is really for you or work in the office is
Right.
for you. This is more of like a pros and cons, the advantages and disadvantages that you can get while
Mm-hmm.
you work in the office or work it from home. Maybe let's go first with work from home. Let's go with work from home. So we have mentioned about the travel. It saves so much time. So for your case, Jamie, 4 hours of your time. So it saves so much for you. So meaning you still have 20 hours for sleeping and working and doing a lot of stuff. Okay. So the rest of
Mm-hmm.
the 4 hours, I mean, when you were working at in the office, um, it 4 hours of your day already. So meaning that 24 hours came back to you. Okay. So what else? It saves money for you. So the travel. I mean, we know how bad it is when it comes to the transportation
Yeah.
here in Manila. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
let's be realistic. So when you get to compare our trains here as compared to our trains in other Southeast Asian countries like in Singapore or maybe just compare it basically in Hong Kong. You'll see a lot of difference when it comes to transportation. We know that their government have
Mm-hmm.
invested so much in their trains that when you go to their trains or other sort of public transportation, you have that convenience and you know what time exactly you can arrive in the office or at home because everything is very high tech. So I mean, so that's another thing for the pros. It saves the transportation. It saves you so much. So what else? What are the things, sir, you can think of when it comes to work from home setup? The pros.
Well, as for me, as what I've mentioned is it increased my productivity because it will, well, it has a fewer distractions because it's all me and the interruptions from the coworkers. But yeah, I think you've mentioned everything that has a benefit when it comes to working from home. And I do agree, by the way, Sir Floyd, about the being productive as well in the office, because technology has made it easier for us to work remotely. Iba pa rin yung ano eh, yung face-to-face interaction and collaboration with colleagues. It's beneficial when in terms of teamwork, creativity, and innovation. That actually happened when we were in Cebu. We talked a lot about our projects, and I'm actually excited about that, of those projects that we will be doing in Tache for the coming months. So yeah, I think face-to-face interaction with your colleagues will definitely help you as well in building a plan and to be more creative. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, you've mentioned about productivity when you're working from home. It makes you more productive. Ako,
Yeah.
I can also say when you work from home, you can discover a lot more things. So let's face it, when it the work from home setup has been introduced to a lot of to the workforce, we get to realize that hey, there are a lot of softwares that can
Mm-hmm.
really make yourself more productive, make things more convenient for you. I mean, look, let's say you're working on, let's say you're a social media manager, for example, Jamie, you have to work on your content, and what you have to do is just go to, maybe you just go to turn on your chat gpt, or maybe you just have to what you can turn on your grammarly account, and then you can just already have for example, for chat gpt, you can have that chat gpt make a content for you. Or maybe
Mm-hmm.
we have learned about Canva. So for those who are really not artists, you can be your own artist through a very easy to use tool like Canva. I mean, you get to discover a lot of these things when you
Yes,
are
yes.
working working from home. So because what you're after is that you have so much time that you have that idea that you want to be more productive, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
some of us who are keen in entertaining multiple clients. So for those who work on a freelancer setup, so we want to make things easier for us, faster for us, to make more productive. So what we have to do is that make the work make things faster, create multiple tasks that you have to that you get to accomplish through the softwares that you can easily download
Right.
through the net, through the cloud. So meaning those that's another pros when it comes to working at home. So let's go on disadvantages for work from home setup. So what do you think will be a disadvantage for you?
Well, as for me, I think the number one thing that I can think of is isolation. Because, working from home can be as isolating and may lead to feeling of loneliness and
That's right.
disconnection from colleagues. And
Yes.
um, that was the reason why I appreciate the team more, especially when I went to Cebu. I appreciate them so much because I was able to talk to them, to talk to other people aside from me talking to myself. So yeah, I think that's one of the cons, the isolation, and also the technical issues, of course, internet
That's right.
connection, software issues, or computer malfunctions can be more difficult to resolve without an on-site IT support.
Yes.
And I think another thing would be lack of boundaries. It can be challenging to set boundaries between work and personal life kasi nasa bahay ka lang eh. And
Yeah.
it also can lead you to burnout and work-life balance issues. I personally experienced that because there was this time that I worked 18 hours without me knowing kasi nandito lang ako sa bahay. Like, I don't know when to stop. I don't know that I needed to take a break. And
Mm-hmm.
it was 18 hours straight. So that might be one of the cons working from home. Mawawala yung boundaries mo. And of course it would also reduce your collaboration or lack of collaboration with your colleagues because it might limit opportunities for face-to-face interaction, collaborating with colleagues, which may impact the team dynamics.
That's right.
And I think another thing would be the ergonomic issues, like working from home may present ergonomic issues such as lack of appropriate office equipment, poor posture, kasi nga
That's
hindi
right.
tama yung inuupuan mo and all. So, it may lead you to physical discomfort. So, yeah.
Yes. Well, ako, for in my case, yeah, privacy can be one of the disadvantages when it comes to working from home. Meaning, yeah, there are times, of course, that let's say, in my case, yeah, I have my family, I have my two kids with me, so you just can't stop them. Just go to your office, and they just
Mm-hmm.
of course they will just call you out, and then your boss is right in front of you in your screen. You're currently having your meetings and all, and then suddenly someone will be just calling you out. So it's one thing that can be a disadvantage. The privacy can be at risk,
Right. Yes. Yes.
right? So that can be a disadvantage when it comes to working from home. And yes, what I also notice when it comes to working from home is that there are a lot of freelancers who have been working all throughout their career. They get to somehow experience that some sort of anxiety, or yeah, some sort of
Loneliness.
loneliness.
Yeah.
So I mean, of course, you're even, let's say you have a lot of you have a lot of colleagues, but when you're working, work from home setup, you just get to see them through virtually through meetings like this one. So
Right.
i- there's a lot difference when you get to meet someone face to face rather than meeting that person through virtually. So
Mm-hmm.
there meaning there's lack of personal touch with it. And then we humans, of course, we also need that kind of personal approach. Even though you want to treat everything professionally, somehow you will still need for someone to check on you. For example, how was your day? Or maybe ask you,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
ask you what have happened the day after. Yeah, what
Mm-hmm.
you watched? Have you watched this kind of show in Netflix show or whatever type of streaming shows? I mean, the personal approach is one thing that you will long for. So meaning, yeah, di ba? So you have your pamangkin with you, so that's a disadvantage. So
Ah,
I mean, so I mean that's part of the things that we've been talking about. So meaning, not all the time work from home can fit someone's profile,
yeah.
especially
Mm-hmm.
um when I know there are some of us that are just too burnt out working in the office, that they're just saying, hey, I'd rather work from home. I'm looking for that opportunity. Sometimes it's not the work setup that comes into play, but more of like, maybe it's not the work setup, but more of like a chance for you to maybe change that environment that you need. Mean, I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about
Right.
career change, or maybe change of company. So I mean, there are a lot of factors when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
uh, working from the office. So it doesn't mean that work from home works for a lot of people. It will work for you
Right.
also.
Right.
So you have to consider all of these things when it comes to um, transitioning fully in a
Mm-hmm.
work from home setup. So yeah, when it comes to pros naman in working the office. So what can you say about it, Jamie?
For the sir, sorry.
Working in the office.
Working in the office, pros working in the office. I think again yung office setup. Well, as for me, I mean, if we're going to compare it with the work from home, it is much easier to set up a dedicated office space, unlike working from home. Because I've spent so much just to be more comfortable working from home. So if you have like a dedicated office for you, I think it is much better, or it's more comfortable working in the office. And again, as mentioned, the collaboration and teamwork, being in the office can facilitate that teamwork, and making it easier for us to share ideas and problem solve with colleagues. And that's
Okay.
what happened last time in Cebu. And easier access in the resources, it
Yeah.
specialized equipment, technical support, and other facilities that not really available at home. And of course, I think one of the most important thing would be networking. because being in the office can provide opportunities for networking with colleagues, superiors, managers, and others in the industry. Of course, it will also build you boundaries, like what I've mentioned before as cons in the work from home setup. Going into the office can help you establish clear boundaries between work and personal life, which can help
Mhm.
maintain a healthy work life balance. And
That's
also,
right.
I think also would one thing that we should also consider as pros would be professional development. Being in the office can provide opportunities for professional development, such as attending meetings, workshops, and other training sessions that can enhance your skills and knowledge. And of
Yeah.
course, the managerial support.
That's right. So there's a bigger chance for you to be um, noticed easier or
Mhm.
faster when you work in the office rather than you work from home. Because I mean, you are with your boss or with someone who can potentially promote you, and think of it like other than providing your end of day tasks, so whatever
Mhm.
you have delivered for the day, and let's say you get to work at home. So, di ba, when you get to work from home, you most of the time you get to do that. Other than um, maybe a camera will have to monitor if you're really working. Other than that, do you have to uh, give that end of day task that you have delivered? So, other than that, when you work in the office, you boss also gets to have the chance to talk to you, meet you from time to time, and then at the same time, you can like share ideas other than what
Right.
you have talked about through just having that virtual call. So that's what makes work in the office advantageous. So for Tacha's case, when we're talking about work in the office, we also have a lot of advantages. So one of them is that you can work. Let's say you prefer working in the office. You can either work in
Mhm.
Manila. So we have an office in Manila in Ortigas,
Yes.
or if you want to be relocated, for example, you want to work in Cebu or you're in the Visayas region, in Visayas
Me.
region. So
Yeah.
we
Hmm.
have a Cebu office as well. So I mean,
Yes.
when we went to our Cebu office, we have seen how spacious it is, and we're talking about Jimmy. We mentioned about the lounge, the food lounge that we have
Yes,
in
the food
Cebu
lounge.
office.
It's so
So
good. Yeah.
yes, I mean it's other than it's homey, it also have that sense of like when you eat there together with your colleagues, it gives you that some sort of fulfillment that regardless of how hard the day was for you in the office, you get to share your food with your office mates. That's one thing
Yes.
that gives you fulfillment. I mean, when you work in the office, those are some of the perks. So meaning, it's not actually a perks, but more of like some sort of enjoyment that or
Yes. Hmm.
things that you can only encounter when you work in the office or work in the office. Di ba, we're talking about, let's say you just had your sweldo, and then once you get to have your
Hmm.
salary, what you will do when you work in the office, you will either treat your colleagues or you'll tell your colleagues, "So, what restaurant do you want to eat for today?" You'll just go, for example, in a samgyeopsal place and just eat the rest of the day. I mean, it works for a lot of offices, and it helps also the chemistry that you need to build. Like when you're
Yes.
working, di ba?
Hmm.
When you're working from home, you don't have that samgyeopsal moment, di ba?
No,
So
I remember
that
Sir Floy. Jen shared this story last time. Kapag daw petsa yata de peligro or parang sweldo, I'm not sure, pero nagpa-potluck sila sa office, which is really nice. Like they bring all their food with them and then pagsasalu-saluhan nila ng team, which is really nice. It really make me bond kasi when you're
that's right.
working in the office. So it's
That's right.
really nice that we have that kind of culture. Yeah.
That's right. And I mean, Jamie, there are a lot of offices that even if the company doesn't give that much pay raise, it doesn't matter for some of the employees because what's important to them is that they get to spend the rest of the day with their colleagues. It's something that they kumbaga, when they're working with their colleagues, they don't treat it like they're working. At the same time, they also have the privilege to get to see their friends on a day-to-day basis. For them, it's already some sort of fulfillment. So, di ba, Jimmy, when you get to work with the previous companies that we have worked with, what companies was that? So, yeah, I mean, you've spent so much time um, in that company. I think you've worked for 2 to 3 years with that
Three
company.
years, yes,
3 years,
almost 4. Mm-hmm.
almost four. And when you get to realize that the reason why you stayed, regardless of how far the travel was or how bad the transportation system was in the Philippines, it doesn't matter because
Yeah,
at the end of the day, you get to spend so much time with your friends, and
I
even
agree.
though
Yes.
even though
Mm-hmm.
it's stressful, kumbaga there's some sort of fulfillment, and you get to appreciate your job more because I mean
Correct.
you're with your
Correct.
friends, diba? It makes things lighter for you, even though
Yes.
the day is so stressful. So, those are the
Right. I'm
advantages.
actually, I was looking forward every day before. I was looking forward to go to the office just to see all my workmates because, having that kind of healthy environment really helps us to perform better, to perform or to be more productive. So I totally agree. Sometimes it's not about how hard it is to go to the office. For me, it my colleagues matters, my workmates, the way I performed um really reflects on how I treat the whole family or sorry, I was almost I almost said the name, but yeah, but it's all about
Yeah,
the coworkers as well.
but when you were talking about that, I think I can see that you're somehow emotional. So maybe, maybe there are a lot of memories that you were
Yes,
able
I
to
miss
build with them.
them.
So, yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, it makes the work setup um, easier when you
Yes.
are with
In healthy
your
environment as well.
yeah,
Hmm.
you're in the environment or you're in a work setup wherein you love working with the people you are working with. So that's why somehow working in the office can still complement a lot of people because that's what they're after. They're after meeting new people day to day basis. Then at the same time, um, yeah, they maybe after about the chance to be noticed by their bosses or their management.
Mm-hmm.
The only way for them to get noticed is that they get to be in the office. So
Right.
JD, I just want to mention this when we had our um, when we visited Cebu last week. We had one meeting that we realized that we get to accomplish a lot of things. So it was just a meeting of at least not more than 2 hours, and yet we got to accomplish and got to realize that hey, um, it, it is working for us. This kind of setup, and that's one thing that gives us the privilege of or give us the idea that hey, working in the office can work. I mean, yeah, even though a lot of people are saying work from home is the new thing, still work in the office it will always be part of the system, and
Right. Right.
we can take away that part. And of course, when we're talking about from a employer standpoint, although there are a lot of employers, a lot of companies have that they have already adjusted their work setup from working in the office to the work from home setup, but still, a lot of employers going to ask them, they still prefer the traditional setup, the work in the office setup, not because they want to see the people that they are paying on day to day basis. It's not about that. It's more of like they get to be more productive when they get to see their people working with them for that day. I mean, if
It's really a case to case basis
yeah,
right now.
it is. It is, and I think it comes with the environment when the when you're maybe if your house is quite near from your office, you can have that kind of setup. Or if you are the kind of person who's also an extrovert, you prefer talking to a lot of people, work in the office can work for you. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if we're talking about work from home, again, if we're, again, if I mentioned earlier, if we're going to have a survey right now, I can say more than 50% of those who will take the survey will say work from home will still work for me. So I mean, there are a lot of advantages as well. So um, it's again, it's a case of case basis, but what we're saying is that before you decide on one thing, maybe the best is that they get to gauge everything first. They have to maybe you guys can list down, okay, what's the advantages, what are the disadvantages if I work from home, or what if I work in the office. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
for you, JP, as what I mentioned, it's no brainer. So we're talking about your travel time. It saves so much of your time. And then what I also noticed is that from the very first time that you get to transition from the work in the office setup to the work from home setup, you get one thing that I saw from you, or I realized from your end, is that you get to discover that there are a lot of things that you can deliver. So that
Yeah.
you just have to get out from your comfort zone, and that by the time that we're able to get out from there, you realize that you can make your own world, you can make your own destiny, you can build your own career if you get to work from home. So that's one thing that I think that fits you when it comes to
Kasi
working
you'll
from
focus more on yourself eh. If you're in the work from home setup, you will realize so many things
home. Mhm.
for yourself. And I think that's the reason why I actually learned how to multitask during the work from home setup because I was able to do the content, do the graphics and all that. So yeah, it really helped me a lot being
Yeah.
working here in my mini office.
Yeah, so work from home works for you. For me, I think what works for me is more of a hybrid setup. So
Hybrid. Okay.
I'm okay working from home. I'm also okay working in the office from time to time. For the reason that I also love talking to people, and I also need that. So and then at the same time, it's also one way for me to get to learn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's when I first started my career in the corporate world.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I always instilled into my mind is that I want to learn from someone on day-to-day basis, even regardless of the age or regardless of whatever position that person is. I can learn from that person, and it's one thing that can be valuable for me in the future. So working in the office also works for me. It's the kind of setup that I prefer from time to time. But of course,
Right.
I also have my own reasons why work from home also works for me.
Mhm.
So meaning for me, it's a hybrid setup. So that's my answer. So when it comes to the debate of working from home or
Right.
office, right? So for those who are with us today, I mean, we know that um, you've been listening. We have already 100 plus viewers in our Kumu stream, and we also have several viewers already in our Facebook and our the rest of our social media channels. I mean, what we're talking here is that you have to gauge everything first when you want to transition from working in the
Mm-hmm.
office to working from home. Don't decide just because of emotions, or maybe let's say you're highly emotional right now. So make some let's just say your boss suddenly got mad at you, or you did something bad, awful at work, and then suddenly you just say, I will just decide of working from home, or I'll just decide of working back in the office. I mean, don't judge out of your emotions. What's the best for you can be, you can gauge everything. It's somehow we can say more of like make your own calculated risk. What can work for you? What are the things can also
Yes.
can work
Mhm.
for you? You if you want to list down everything, you can list down everything, and then once you're done with your list, you have to compare it. Whatever works or whatever has the most of the answers can be your answer. So I mean
Mhm.
that can be the best way for you to decide if work from home or work in the office can work for you, right? What
Yes.
else?
Mhm. Well, as for me, if guys, if you're still considering whether to work from home or in the office, I think I actually prepared some tips to help you make the right decision. So, For example, number one, you should consider your work requirements. So think about the type of work you do and the tools and resources you need to be productive. Some jobs may be better suited to a particular work environment. So consider whether working from home or in the office would be a better support your work requirements. Second, evaluate your personal preference. Consider your personal preference and work style. So, some individuals may prefer the autonomy and flexibility of working from home, and some others may prefer the structures and collaboration of working in the office. And then, number three would be communicate with your employer. So, if you have the option to choose between working from home or in the office, consider speaking with your employer to discuss your preferences and the feasibility of each option.
That's
And
right.
of course, as what Sir Floyd mentioned, try it out. If possible, consider trying out uh both work environments to see what works best for you. So some employers may offer a trial period for, working from home or may allow flexible work arrangements. So you should just try it out for you to find out. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So for me, again, as for those who are listening or watching us right now, what we can say is that yeah, you have to gauge everything first. Again, don't decide out of your emotion, and then at the same time, um, you have to understand that even though let's say you're working in the office right now and you're given a chance to work from home, even though that you're giving that opportunity, you have to ensure that it's working from home is a privilege. So you
Yes.
have to understand that kumbaga, it's not one thing that should it's one kumbaga, your is it something that your employer should mandatory give you? It's actually no. It's more of like the employer given you that opportunity for you to work from home. So don't take advantage of it. Take the best chance for you to perform better. So let's say you're given a chance to have the kind of work setup that you prefer. So take advantage of it. So and at the same time, let's say you get to if a certain work setup is already working from you, you have to I understand that you have to do better. I mean, let's say because they're saying when you get to work from home, the chance for you to be recognized will be lower already. And it doesn't work like that. It's more of like how you can go beyond the extra mile. So that's one thing that you have to understand. Regardless of
Mhm.
every work you have, you can go beyond the extra mile by showing to your boss that you can be productive. So why or
Yes.
how? There are a lot of tools that you can use out there that can easily help you make or gauge the kind of tasks that you're able to deliver on day-to-day basis. So make or maximize those tools that we have today. So everything is already it's kumbaga, all the things that can make things convenient for you can do it at the palm of your hands now. So maximize them. There are a lot of things that you can take advantage of today. That's right. So again, Jamie, what else? Do you have other tips that you want to mention to our viewers right now? We have 150 viewers.
Oh, hi everyone. So, well, ayun lang naman talaga for me, Sir Floyd. I think you should also consider um kasi remember guys that your work environment preferences may change over time because I used to love um working in the office. Like I love working in the office. I love seeing my coworkers. And then the pandemic happened. I started working from home. I was more in love with it. So, as you can see, your work environment's preferences may change over time. So, remain flexible and open to trying different arrangements to find what works best for you.
That's
Ayun.
right. That's right. So, for those who want to experience the best of both worlds, we give those opportunities here in Tache.
Yes.
Yes. So we give those opportunities in Tache. So if you prefer to have a chance to work in the office, so we have our offices in Cebu and also in Ortigas. So we have our positions available. Just go to our Facebook page. But for those who also want to work from home and work with our global partners, our clients that have built their businesses overseas or mostly in the US. So you can also have a chance to work from them through taxes. So all you have to do is go to our Facebook pages or our social media pages rather. We have our Facebook, IG, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube account. You just have to follow us. Key in Tachi Careers. So that's TAHCHE Careers, and you can already see other opportunities that we provide. We have lots of opportunities, di ba, Jamie, in the company?
Yes. Yes, yes. And if you are interested to join our community, please look at the link below. You can apply and be part of the Rockstar community. So the link will be put in the comment section so you can see all the available positions that we are looking for.
Yeah, so there you go. So what Jen is showing us right now, so you just have to key in bit.ly slash tache
That's
underscore
underscore
careers,
careers.
and you can already register. I think once you type this link, you can already see the positions that we have in tache. So just
Yes.
key in this website or this link, and you can already apply, prepare your resume, and expect that
Mm-hmm.
someone from our team, from our recruitment team, will call you and give you the opportunity for you to work with our global partners in any part of the world, or maybe in our offices in Cebu or in Ortigas.
Yes, you know
Yes,
what? Just to share with you, the office in Cebu is so good, and I really love how those people working there just smile at you, greet you.
yes,
So it's really nice. It's really you'll love it there, especially if you want a light environment.
yes.
You'd love there. Yeah.
Yes. So for those who want to have danggit for breakfast, or for those who, di ba, you want to have danggit, or you want to have dried ripe mango, di ba? So I mean, our office in Cebu, it's just few steps away from Ayala. So that near.
Yes. Yes.
So if you want to
Very
spend
convenient.
if you want to spend some of your time in the mall in Ayala, you can just basically walk your way there. Or for those who are prefer to work in Ortigas, Mega Mall is quite near. Podium is quite near.
Yes.
Diba? So
Mm-hmm.
that's how we consider our employees as well. We're looking after the convenience. We're looking after the things that can make things again easier for our employees, our Rockstar employees.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, all you have to do is again key in our link. So that's bit.ly slash Tache Careers, Tache underscore
Underscore
career.
careers. There you
Diba?
go.
So yes, again, yeah, Jamie, do we have other things that we want to promote?
Well, if you have any, if you want to learn or to know more about, interviews or tips that you want to learn, please follow us on Instagram. It's at Tachi Careers, and also on Facebook. So I think that's about it. And also please tune in to our Gen Z show every Monday,
Yes.
5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
And other than that, for those who are again who are not also aware, we also do our monthly job fairs in Tache. So it's Marilu
Yes.
and Jen who conduct this job fairs. So it's a virtual job fair. So prepare your resume and then check the positions that we have. From time to time, we get to post it in our social media channels. So we have lots of positions that are available. It's 100 plus positions available, meaning if you want to have a virtual assistant career, or what, a social media manager, a CAD operator, or other technical web developer, or other technical positions, we offer those positions in Tache. So All you have to do is go to our page or our social media platforms and check the available positions. So there are a lot of reasons why you should apply in Tache. We will discuss that. Well, we have discussed that all throughout. We've been doing our episodes here in the Gen Z show. But again, if you want to watch the rest of our episode or our past episodes, just go to our videos in our Facebook page in Tache Careers, and you can already watch all of our videos in the Gen Z show. So you can also catch up and see what we have talked about. There are a lot of topics that we have already discussed
And
from
it's for free, you guys. I mean, all the
yes,
tips and all the advices from all our professionals that we've interviewed, you'd learn a lot. So it's for free. You can just visit our social media accounts.
that's right. So we're done with our last minute in our show. Again, we would like to thank you for those who've been watching us. We have already close to 200 viewers. So thank you now to our
Yes,
commissions
thank you, everyone.
and our followers and our social media accounts. So thank you, of
Mm-hmm.
course, to Jen. And yes, we'll see you in our next episode in the Gen Z show. That will be next Monday.
Yes.
So yes, and again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye, Communicants. Have a nice day.
Bye, everyone.